What's up, people? Welcome back to another explanation video. This time I'm gonna go over all the weapon source skills slash weapons with Sky Dancer as the passive to maximize the damage in this game, and I will talk about what are some of the good source skills to use and some aren't, and that way you guys get an idea, which one is actually very good with a Sky Dancer, and not all of them with a Sky Dancer will be really good. So with that being said, let's go over it. So let me start off with what is Sky Dancer Plus. So it's basically a air attack, increase your damage by 200%, and just with the basic introduction for this passive is one of the most broken, or if, well, not even like one of them, is actually the most broken passive in this entire game, because when you stack two of these you can get 400% more damage, which is ridiculous, on top of the everything else. Just basically free 400% damage, and so that's pretty much it. You just have to look for the skills that actually works, like the source skills that actually works for this passive, which I'm gonna go over that. That is the whole purpose of this video. And with that being said, let's go over every weapons and every source skill real quick. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna start off with the 1H. The 1H doesn't have that many good source skills with the Sky Dancer, because what Sky Dancer need, it's something you use the source skill in the air. So sometimes you see source skill like, it says aerial bonus ×2 and stuff, and that's what you need to looking for. And some of them has down damage multiplier as well, so it's not just as simple as just get the Sky Dancer on and everything will be OP. That's not how it works. So any skills that you use, any source skills that you see that's able to perform in the air, so then that will receive a bonus from Sky Dancer. You can start a source skill from the bottom, like from the ground, and then jump up, and something anytime the damage will start multiplying when you're in the air. So that's whenever the Sky Dancer will take effect. So you can have half of the source skill that's not above the air, half of them are, so you can still get that half of that bonus. So it's a little bit different than just it's not just saying aerial bonus means, which automatically will apply to Sky Dancer, because Sky Dancer is it works a little bit different. Like I already explained, it must be performed in the air, so it won't count. I mean, if you start at the beginning of if you start from the ground, it won't matter. So mostly you need to look for the some of the source skills, what can they do and stuff. Like, so 1H, there's not that many aerial attacks, so 1H, it's practically don't need Sky Dancer. You can try it on Sonic Leap. That's actually pretty decent if you want to use the Sky Dancer, but it's okay though. Like I say, this is the only recommend source skill you're probably gonna use for 1H. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one, I got the Rapiers. So the Rapier is not exactly like the 1H. There aren't many source skills that you can apply Sky Dancer on. The only one you can really apply that can kind of see is the Star Splash, but I wouldn't recommend to use it either, because this is not it's aerial, but a lot of time you're gonna miss the target in the beginning. So even if you apply to Sky Dancer, it is still not that good. You can try it too. I tested, but it doesn't seem like a major boost or anything. I mean, it is a little bit like damage increase, but it's not gonna be as insane as on some other weapons and source skill. So this is pretty much it. The only source skill that you want to use Sky Dancer is the Star Splash, but like I say, it's not gonna be really OP. Yes, the damage will go up, but it's not enough just to spam the source skill and kill the bosses. So yeah, let's move on to the next weapon. Next one, I got the dagger. Now the dagger, without being said, with a Sky Dancer is extremely powerful. Because both of the sword skill that you really need for the two DPS sword skills, that they're in the air. So rapid bite, of course, this one hit really hard with a Sky Dancer. And other than that, the Eternal Cyclone. That is practically all air. So this will receive pretty much full bonus for the Sky Dancer. So those two DPS skill, like it's really OP, and yeah, that's what definitely what makes the daggers extremely powerful. The 400% boost plus the down bonus. So sometimes people they forget that there's also down bonus plus the top of the 400%, so you can get even more damage, which is insane. And so other than that, like there are some sword skills like like had some area bonuses, but they're not like really good for DPS and stuff. So just stick with the rapid bite and eternal cycle. That's all you need for the dagger. You don't really need anything else. And that's pretty much it for the dagger. All right, moving on. I got the mace next. So the mace is obviously the EX skill, the variable blow. That is definitely one of the best for the Sky Dancer. And I'm just not gonna repeat the down bonus plus the Sky Dancer at this point anymore, because that's the whole point of putting Sky Dancer is whatever the amount of damage you want. Like so, and then the next sword skill that you want is the Manure Hammer. Yeah, that is a really good sword skill to have for the mace. And this you can spam it a single sword skill, just like the Shine Circular, and you can just do this over and over and over and over. And sometimes if you want a chain, you can add the variable blow to the to whatever the next chain move, so activate a chain ability. And other than that, yeah, that's it for the most useful for the Sky Dancer. So these two are the best ones. And okay, starting with whips, what do we got? So the Roaring Beat is literally the best one for the whip. Whip's already powerful enough for the sword skill, and especially the sword skill will amplify even more. So this is your go-to damage for the whip. Slap the double Sky Dancer on, you'll be set. But other than that, not many Sky Dancer move. The Dancer Madness can be used for Sky Dancer, but you won't be able to receive the all the Sky Dancer until whenever the skills start to airborne and stuff. So other than that, there's not many. Some of the weapons you can only get like one sword skill, but which is more than enough, because with that one and plus the EX skill, it's good. But for me, I usually stick with the Roaring Beat and turn over. That's about it. Drop crash is really good too. Either way, you can use whatever. I don't really use the EX that much, even though the EX gives you like damage multipliers and stuff. Like once you use it, it's really good. So try to use that for finish, and then for the 4/4 whatever you want to end it with the EX, and then just use Roaring Beast and other sword skill move, and it's very good. So next one, I got a Katana. The Katana is very tricky one, because there's not many skills that you can use in the air, but there is one, Smoogie. It's actually very good for the Sky Dancer, even though it does not say on there as airborne, even though this skill is basically just in the air, and it's kind of strange. Sometimes the text doesn't say it has to be airborne skill. Like I said, you have to look at the skill and see if they're in the air or not. So that's the skill you want to use for Katana, and then that's pretty much it. There is nothing else. I mean, Hyogi you can use for secondary DPS, Sanka, or whatever, does not matter. So this is the only skill that you really want to use for the Sky Dancer. Like I said, it's just some of the text they don't include it, but also does not mean, like I explained earlier, does not mean you can just put on Sky Dancer, it will make it work. So some sword skill will be good, some won't be. And Katana, it's just usually it will be really good sword skill to use for the Sky Dancer as secondary DPS. Let's move on to the two-handed swords. hey, I mean, the most broken weapon in the entire game. So there isn't much to talk about with 2H sword because, like I say, you put on 2 Sky Dancer on 2 skills, you pretty much destroy the entire game. So this is literally the cheat code. So that's what makes the two-handed sword so powerful. So imagine it has down bonus times 3 plus 400%, which is times 4. That's like times 7 damage just for the meteor fall. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and then not to include the calamity. So calamity is times 2 plus times 4. That's times 6. And they're both aerial attacks. That's why the 2H hits so hard in this game with the Sky Dancer. So it is the highest DPS. Well, I mean the highest DPS, like as in the hit the hardest. Not necessarily kills the fastest sometimes, but it is hitting the hardest. So this is what makes the two-handed so broken in this game. That's why I always recommend people, if you want, just go through this game easy, just get two-handed sword and get a couple Sky Dancer, put it on the Calamity and Meteor Fall. And that's it. Now let's move on to the spears. Now spears, I got the Aciza Slash. Obviously, this is a 2-hit airborne skill. As I show in the video, that's what makes the spear extremely OP again. It's ridiculous. Like I said, this is a go-to skill. You can just spam this only like Shine. You don't even need to use any other sword skill. You just have to get the timing right so you don't lose that skill connection. So other than that, this is all you need for the spear. You really don't need the other sword skills at all. Literally, you don't need anything. You just need you can literally kill everything with this one sword skill. But the good thing about using the other sword skill is to get to whatever skill connection you want. That's about it. Yeah, and that's what makes spears really, really powerful again. And just by using this skill. The other thing is, like, if you want even more damage, you kind of need to do the star masteries to receive even more for this weapon. This is not a 2H, so you gotta get the the star mastery if you want to hit more damage. Not everything is broken as the two-handed. So yeah, like I said, it's not some sword skill is very obvious to see if there's get a big boost with a Sky Dancer. Not all of them. And so that's it for the spear. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next one I got the bows. Bows, not many sword skills. Sky Dancers, actually yes, but it's a troll. You know why? The aim and shoot is perfect if they don't push you so far away that you start to miss the targets. Yeah, like I shown in the video in the memory arena, that's the only time I can really use it, or somewhere with a wall so that you can't go further and you can draw the enemy to it. Other than that, you pretty much can't use this skill because you kept jumping. Like when I was testing it, I kept jumping away from the enemy to the point where this sword skill will no longer hit after like 2 or 3. And that's why in the bow video in the memory versus level 999 Kirito, the only way for me to really use this efficient is literally me back up against the wall. So that's the really only time this skill seems useful, and outside of that, the bow has nothing at all for Sky Dancer. But this one is a good one. It's like I say, it's conditional. It's also situational. It's not like you have to meet the requirement in order to use this, which is something to block you from the back so you don't jump any further away from the target. And it's kind of hard to use the sword skill, but this is the skill that will make bow extremely powerful if weren't for that that problem. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it for the bow. This is the only sword skill that actually usable for the Sky Dancer. Alright, moving on to the shield and axe. So the shield axe is really good with a twisting blade, and this is a very good for the Sky Dancer, and that's usually my go-to damage. Besides the ultimate, don't really need it, even though there are some hits are in the air. But other than that, the Alstein combo is actually a very good for the Sky Dancer. I tested this one. I don't have a 3-star yet, but I don't see that much differences. It does hit really hard with a Sky Dancer, especially you hit all 3 levels. The thing is, the time doesn't make that much differences with the Twisting Blade. So, and the I just stick with Twisting Blade and then the Ultimate Rush, and then for the damage wise, Sky Dancer, Twisting Blade. You can also use the Alstein combo with a Sky Dancer too. You can kill it with this sword skill only. Actually, it is really good. If you want to have fun, go ahead and use that. If you're looking for Sky Dancer for some of the sword skill to use for fun and stuff, like I said, timing doesn't make that much difference. That's why I didn't make the updated version for the Shield Axe, because I'm like, it's about the same time, so it's not that much improvement or improvement at all. I just leave it as beat. Oh, this is a good option too if you want to use it. So that's pretty much it for the Shield Axe. Last but not least, I got a dual wheel. Dual wheel has interesting amount of Sky Dancer you can use for the for this weapon, but the thing is, not necessary. That's the problem. It's not necessary to use Sky Dancer for dual wheel. The damage isn't that great. Let's be honest, it's not that great. Yeah, like I say, like I mentioned before, you can use Sky Dancer for aerial attack skills, but not every weapon is gonna be insane or hit insane amount hard, like 2H or certain sword skills and certain weapons. So, Starburst can be used. Sky Dancer, there's just a few hits, so it's not even worth it. Nightmare Rain, yeah, you can use Sky Dancer for, but this is not really an attack, like a DPS sword skill. You Shine, yeah, kind of, but Shine is OP without the Sky Dancer, so it's kind of, you're dropping the damage for it, so it's kind of waste. The last part is literally the tiny bit where you'll be in the air, so nope, not worth it. And other than that, yeah, Final Revolution, this is the only sword skill I consider. Yeah, it could be useful. I see people use them, use Sky Dancer for Final Revolution. If you want to do that, go for it. To me, dual wheel is already powerful enough without Sky Dancer. So, but if you want to use for Final Revolution as damage, go for it. Everybody plays different. Like I say, Shine is just outperforming everything in this game, so there's really no need to use anything else. Just stick with the adjustments just fine. And other than that, that's pretty much it for the dual wheel. Alright people, that should do it. That's all the sword skills for the Sky Dancers, the ones that's very useful that you will see in the videos and stuff. And that's pretty much it, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. The next video I'm gonna working on is the tier list. Yeah, finally get to it. And yeah, after that it's just gonna be I'm gonna do like another series for the weapons and stuff. That's about it, and then I should be wrap up with this game, and then wait till the new game comes out. But I will space out like usual throughout the summer, so I don't upload everything at once. And yeah, as usual. And there isn't, like I said, this video, the tier list, and then I'll do a cube opening video for the 3 years of AL stuff. So those are the main 3 ones I'm gonna upload, and then I'm gonna do a series for all the weapons, like talk about talk about how you will maximize it, all the setups, etc. Again, the play styles, and pretty much everything you need to know for the weapon. And that's pretty much it. And that will wrap up AL. yeah, we're getting there. But I'm not, like I say, I'm not gonna upload everything at once. I mean, I still haven't get to those videos yet. But my plan is to finish this before the next game comes out, which I am timing it perfectly on track before the next game comes out. So once the next game comes out, I probably won't make any more AR videos. I'll be making Last Recollection videos. Like I say, I will wrap up this game with all the guides. I mean, maybe in the future. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there isn't much for me to want to make guides anymore. It's like the things that I want to do, and then the things that I pretty much cover majority of time anyway in the whole playlist. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time.